determining factor between the people who are successful and who aren't is based upon a decision that they make within themselves that ultimately changes the course of the direction of their life for the better. It all starts with a decision. You have to decide. The universe responds to that. Thoughts are extremely powerful. They work the same way as cell service towers, giving out frequencies that bring back frequencies and results. So if you're putting out negative energy, or if you are putting out lack energy, or that you think you can't do something, or think that you're not good enough for something, it will not happen. You have to be convicted so strongly, do whatever it takes to believe in yourself and to change your inner dialogue and the way you speak to yourself. You have to change that, and if you want to change your life, because you cannot create a different life or a different outcome with the version of you that created the situation that you're currently in. Something has to give. You have to shed some skin in the game. And I mean like shedding your old identity. In the last video, we talked about how you are like an onion, and under all those layers is your true, authentic, love and light self, abundant self. To be that self, you are going to have to take a really good look at your inner dialogue, do a self audit on your inner dialogue, because that is the determining factor of the quality of your life and the outcome of your life. Your thoughts are literally shaping your reality. They shape your reality by putting out that frequency that comes back to you. There is an unseen force that exists in this world that we are all working with that is so beyond our control. But what we can control is what we are putting out there, because it does get sent back. You can test this out, and this might even be a part of confirmation bias. What you put out is what you'll see, using the reticular activating system in your brain, which is the bouncer of your brain, basically filtering all the information in, and what you tell it is important, it will focus more on. We'll get into that, and that's a whole other conversation. But this could even be more confirmation bias. So whatever you are focusing on, you see more of, yes. But there is something going on in the world where thoughts are so powerful. I don't know if you have ever listened to the telepathy tapes, and this might be controversial. I don't know. I love that podcast. It is extremely mind expanding. I almost like listening to that more than listening to manifestation podcasts and stuff, just because the way these individuals communicate with each other in the experiments that they do with telepathy and things like that, unreal. It clicks so much in my head, and it makes so much sense, because when you put that into perspective, how they can communicate using their minds, and I don't want to get too into detail, I don't want to misportray anything, you'd have to listen to it yourself. But in comparison to the most successful people in the world, it is because they had a definite reason and a definite purpose, and they believed it so that it was inevitable for them. And they were so convicted that this was the way it was. This was the story they told themselves, the belief that they have in life, and their reality reflects that. Opportunities are brought to them, and that could just be because they see more opportunities, or that, and more than likely, I truly believe that it is because our brains act as antennas, and we put out a frequency. The universe responds to that frequency by sending frequency back that is exactly like what we put out. It matches it in opportunities, in luck, in synchronicity, coincidences, angel numbers, those life-changing experiences, life-saving experience, near-death experiences, because what you put out there, you will get back in a matched frequency. That is why it is so important to do an inner dialogue audit. Take time to really get to know who you are on a deep level. Your life will change if you take even 15 minutes a day to sit with yourself and understand yourself, get aware of your thoughts. Did you know, and I heard this from Jamie C. She is another podcaster that I love to listen to, feel super aligned with her energy. She said in one of her TikTok videos once that 1 in 6 people don't even realize they have a subconscious mind. 1 in 6 people do not realize they have a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is essentially your inner dialogue. It is essentially what is running the show behind the scenes. It is how you tell what your experience of life will be like. Now, hear me out. The subconscious mind is so powerful and can change your whole life if you learn to unravel your current beliefs that are not producing what you want, the outcomes that you want, and can replace them with aligned beliefs and aligned dialogue leading to an aligned reticular activating system. It starts with awareness. You have to become aware of what your current inner dialogue is. Get a feel for what kind of person you are. We live in consumer culture. We are constantly consuming. We are constantly distracted. We live in a day and age where distraction is huge. And our number one asset, or our number one invaluable resource, not asset, is time and focus and attention. Time is something we will never get back. And you need to trust those feelings that you have when you feel like something's not right, or you feel like you are meant for more, because you are. And right now, I don't know how much time you have left. It's not guaranteed. But wouldn't you rather spend it focusing on things that light you up and building an amazing inner dialogue where you are your own best friend that also works for you, and pointing out opportunities that are aligned for you, and just having this flow that works for you? That is our ultimate, and I'm sure that's why you're here, because you want that. So awareness, super important. Get honest with yourself. How do you talk to yourself? If there is a conflict in your life, your daily life, say you're stuck in traffic, how do you notice yourself respond? Are you responding or are you reacting? Things like that. And this might take a little bit of time. It took me, God knows how long. It's been a journey. It's always a journey, and you'll constantly be doing this the rest of your life. Focusing on what your current internal dialogue is, and then actively stopping those thoughts and replacing them with better thoughts. So take, for example, I'm going to use a super simple example. I can't do this. You notice yourself saying that. You notice yourself getting down in that downward spiral about why you can't do this. Once you get accustomed with yourself, you'll be able to pause and notice that thought, and you'll start noticing, hey, I have the power to put something else out into the world. Because also, when you are putting out that energy, I can't do this, the universe will literally, your external reality will reflect back that you cannot do this and put you in situations where you cannot do it because you believe you can. Whereas when you get comfortable with yourself, you'll be able to pause and recognize that, hey, this is no longer serving me. I can put something else out there. And when you switch it with, I can do this, the universe will reflect that back to you. Your reticular activating system, that bouncer in your brain, is going to start pointing out opportunities where you can do things, and it will work for you. And let me tell you, it does get easier. This sometimes sucks at first when you're really taking the time to do this audit. Get real with yourself in the situation you're in, how you're talking to yourself, the external results you've manifested, the circumstances that you're in. It sometimes sucks to get honest and real, because then you have to take responsibility for changing it to what you want it to be, but it's also extremely rewarding and 10 times more rewarding at the same time. And I want to tell you that it does get easier, because the more that you decide to choose a different pathway to go on, the easier the path becomes, because the more familiar it becomes, the easier it gets. Something that I really like to think about is, think of how you're currently living your life, your daily internal dialogue, your habits, thoughts, whatever. That pathway is like a Grand Canyon. The path is so created and divoted. It's so easy to find your way around. That's your current life. That's your current situation. It's familiar. You know where it leads, not where you want. Anyway, when you're starting out on a new path, you have to think of it as a forest, like you're stepping into a forest and it's marshland and it's untreaded path. That is like creating a new, when you start rewiring and replacing those bad thoughts, the bad thoughts, or the thoughts that are not serving you, the energy that you're putting out, not bringing in good stuff. When you change it to be something that does serve you, it is inevitable that that will eventually become a more walked path if you are walking that path more, and it will become easier, and it is a new environment, and it will produce different results. So honestly, just keep showing up, because you will see results one way or the other once you get in tune with stopping your current thoughts, noticing them, stopping them, and then choosing a different path towards what feels aligned. And also the key here is, as long as it feels aligned. You don't want to do that false pressure type of thing where you think you need to do something because you think it's for your highest good. No, I'm talking about that full body yes feeling where you know it's aligned, you know it is serving you, and it brings in more good, more abundance. If you stay on this path, the energy will compound, and it remembers. Energy always remembers, frequency always remembers. The more good you're putting out, the better the good gets. And if you slip up sometimes, totally fine, totally normal. It is 100% okay. I slip up sometimes too. We're all human. But what matters is that you keep coming back to that awareness and choosing differently. And it's not gonna be perfect every time, but your intention is there, and if you are doing it more often than not, you will see results. Anyway, that was my brief channeling for today. Let me know what you think and if this resonated, and stay tuned for more. Sending you all the good energy and light on your journey.